an E20 mix in the tank. 697 wheel horsepower and 696 wheel torque. We ran into 183-degree IAT. So we just finished up running the Turbo S for the night. Once this thing has meth on it, it'll probably be a 142 to 144 mile an hour car in the safe condition, around like a 9.7 or 9.8. Welcome back, everyone. As you guys know, we've been running the Turbo S at half-mile and quarter-mile events. Really hot IATs from factory in the first place, especially in like 80-degree above ambient weather. We have the meth kit for it here. We've got the Burger Motorsports Stealth. I believe this is the 2-gallon tank, as well as the rest of the equipment from the DDP 5800 to our FSB, our WMI failsafe box, and our PTFE nylon braided stainless steel lines. We're gonna get this rigged up to the car and hopefully try and make it to tomorrow's event at Firebird Raceway in Eagle, Idaho. See if we can get the car to dip down into the 9-second pass range. So next day here, we're just kind of going over everything that needed to be done with the car to get it ready. Pretty much, tank's gonna sit right inside of here. We're gonna pull this back panel piece off, and then we should be able to get through a grommet, follow down the left side of the car, the driver's side of the car, behind the fender well, all the way underneath of the car. We'll pass right back up through here, all the way up and around, and then we're gonna drill. We gotta remove the rear bumper. Don't nobody get high no more. Pop codeine, I'm Hollywood. Alrighty, so the bumper is off now. As you can see, here is the stock factory intercooler system. There are some decent options out there, and for the people that are interested in possibly doing a WMI kit on a 992 or just other Turbo S variants, keep in mind if you just buy aftermarket intercoolers, they already have the bungs made for water meth injection, so you don't have to worry about drilling in. It's crazy, I think these cars just run so hot. The charge air pressure is cooled from the intercooler, enters the engine is just so short, and there's so much heat compacted all into right here that's probably why we have problems with our IATs. Bumper and everything else is off, and he's ran the line underneath the car, all kind of getting ready. Now the tank's just got to get prepped, everything else, get it up front. As long as everything works properly, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It's a lot of stuff to put back together as well. For the love of the game, oh, for the zeros in the bank. The standard JB4 Bluetooth adapter is now off, and I just upgraded it with our all-new JB4 Pro adapter. Right here, as you can see, it fits perfectly into the case. You don't need to try and hide the wire over here and then try and set it up so it works right or install it. You can get this pre-installed from BMS with the new JB4 Pro adapter. Free app, super easy to use. It's about half the cost as going the traditional Bluetooth route, and it fits all in here. Super easy, so make sure you go check that out. The time has come where I finally need to drill into the side of the intakes on the intercooler. Right here, boom, right here, bam. Hopefully it comes out nice and neat here. So it needs to be equal, so probably check on both sides first, make sure you can hit it. Wasn't legit yet, it for sure is now. No going back. And there she is. The WMI is all set up here on the Turbo S. For the most part, don't mind the rat's nest. We're just leaving it here to be able to test it. Got a couple of the initial leaks kind of ironed out as this thing raises up to around 150 PSI in those lines. We'll go ahead and drain out the water that's in the tank and then fill it up with this boost juice. If you guys own a Turbo S and you just finished this install, you're gonna be running JB4 Map 7. If you want all the safeties, you can set it up on the meth trigger mode within the JB4. If you set it to 1, it'll work with all maps. It just won't carry the same safeties that Map 7 does. She's all going back together. Got the FSB zip tied down to the JB4. There's not really a great location to put the JB4 on these cars, as the engine compartment is nothing but a slit. Makes everything a pain in the ass to work on anything to do with this engine, but that is just normal mid-engine and rear-engine supercar stuff that you just got to deal with. All in all, I think this job probably took around 6 hours today, I want to say. Not super difficult, just a little bit time-consuming.
For the love of the game, oh, for the zeros in the bank. I got the bread up at the skis. I love the way that you please me. Tell me what's the price to pay the motherfucking preacher. I was watching from a distance.
Logs look great, so we're going to move the car to map 3, but now we're on a rain delay and we're just not sure if it's going to actually pass by. So we might have to wait for, let's see, the next event is September 6th, and we're going to be at Beamer Invasion. So we might have to wait for the season closer all the way out in October. So if you guys are seeing this video, this has been like a 4-month process probably. It is September 27th. We're out here at Firebird Raceway, as you can see. I'm hoping for like 9.8, 9.9 at 142 tonight. We've also got some other JB4 tuned cars here tonight. We've got a F90 M5 on JB4 and XHP. Might touch a 10-second pass tonight. I'm not exactly sure, but it is like 4,000, 3,500 GA tonight, so it's not optimal. We're none of you East Coast folk with that good air. Here we go with the F90 out here. That looks pretty good. Carrying up there pretty good. I'm not thinking it's a 10-second pass though. Let's see. 128, 1085, first run, JB4 baby. Ends with your 4,500, 4,600 pound boat. That's what I'm talking about. But we're also gonna be tuning Janon's G80 M3 with a JB4, downpipes, XHP, and an E35 mix. He's been struggling with the car. He's wanted it to go 10. Should be able to do some 10-second passes tonight. We're around 3,500 DA. I'm gonna go over there and make a map 6 for him that Terry and Pime have provided with me and see if we can get this car into the 10-second area.
I was really not believers. I'm serving white and Molly caps on stage with Mr. Bieber. Then I spin a black, I do 360 kind of fever. You had a crystal shot, you know she's a heater. Okay, like the
Kind of go-to map we're gonna do here. Turn Bluetooth on. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and switch over to map 6 real quick here. We are going to go back up here, user adjustment, we got options, FF, we're gonna bring it down to 40 so we don't have any sort of overboosting issues going on here. Save this, and we're gonna be good to go. And then Janon, do you know, were you in 4-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive sport?
4-wheel drive sport.
Try 4-wheel drive. I found that with traditional 4-wheel drive, that it'll definitely launch a little bit harder. Try both. Chassis, go to comfort, 4-wheel drive. All right, let's try that out.
for the love of the game, oh, for the zeros in the bank. I was watching from a distance.
What are you doing? Holy! 142 with, I don't know what happened. He didn't even get the launch off right there. He fell out of launch control. So went 142, 10-2 with no launch. Hopefully we can try and hit some 9s right here. But to see 142 off the rip just by stabbing the gas pedal, I'm stoked by seeing those numbers, honestly. That's super cool. It gets me super excited.
Hey guys, Terry here. Canon just shot over this log from the track and wanted me to give it a look over to make sure the meth is working. So I'm going to do a real quick review here. We can see boost is peaking around 32 psi. That's right where we have it mapped out. You'll note that down here around the launch, we're actually lowering boost to factory-like values to try and improve the launch. So hopefully that'll help get them off the line. I know they're having some traction problems up there. Timing looks stable. This is pretty normal for this platform. And then we've got bi-cylinder timing corrections here. So you can see we've got a minor one here in 2 rather, and in 3. That's pretty minimal. The car's on E30 plus meth, so it's got enough octane there that we're not seeing many timing corrections. So I think overall that's pretty stable for 32 PSI. AFR here is starts in the 13s and then rises up down into the low 12s as EGT goes up. That's exactly what we would expect to see on this platform. And I can see fuel trims also are not maxing out and then dropping as meth flow kicks off. So that's also perfectly normal. Then looking at the meth flow signal, we have it set so that it maps out 100% if meth flow is normal. I can see that it's like that throughout the run. What's interesting here is you'll note that charge air intake temperature drops from a peak here of 119 way down to 86. We can definitely tell that the meth is working properly. Everything's working really well. Given this trap speed, this is just an estimation, but I know it's pretty close based off what Canon told me they're running at the track. It's making some great power. Now they just have to nail the launch.
Don't nobody get high no more. I'm codeine, I'm Hollywood.
We got a over 3,000 wheel horsepower 3rd gen Cummins, 118 millimeter compound turbo. So all these guys are saying that the truck is on its first shakedown pass. Should be around 1,400 wheel. Hey, www.burgertuning.com. So consensus, a little unfortunate because we ran it earlier this year on that chip seal road with 980 on map 2 with like E20 in the tank. We obviously have more work done to it now. The only thing that I can get out of this is that the trap speed is there, but it's just not hooking up and getting out of the hole just because of these street tires. They don't bite to this track at all. Starts up a little bit of wheel hop and then knocks tires, spins around the first 60 foot, and we just can't get that 60 foot down. So we might include in this next video getting on some slicks in the rear end, and I think that is totally gonna change this car. The tuning on it, the logs on it, everything looks amazing. The meth is running great. We need to get this thing doing 9s on the track, because you guys don't always buy the street, as well as some of you guys would argue that the slope factor on the draggy can sometimes be off. So
Before this?
yeah, what did it do before this?
Well, map 1 it went 11.3. I never ran a stock.
Map 1, 11.3. Stock would have probably been around 11.5, and you plugged in a 10.8 tonight. I think we typically see Idaho around like an 11.5 in the quarter, I want to say, out of most G80s.
Yeah.
And you did it 10.6, so nearly a whole second faster. JB4, XHP, E35.
Lock DCU.
We'll turn up a little bit more. Hopefully DA is a bit lower in like the next month, whenever it is. We'll come back and run it again. Love it. We're probably gonna end this video off here. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.
For the love of the game, oh, for the zeros in the bay. I got the bread up at the skis. I love the way that you please me. Tell me what's the price of paper.